Alright, let's try this again. Greetings, comrades. I am Shazlar52. Last video I told you my opinion on Five Nights at Freddy's fan games, so today I'm going to be telling you my opinion on, you guessed it, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which you can see with Super Shredder right here. I really love the series. There's so many incredible. I should probably mention that I'm actually talking about the 2016 version. Or was it 2014? I'm just going to say 2014. The 2014 version. I'm just going to recap the 2014 version altogether. So, four brothers lived in the sewers with their rat master. They went onto the sewer, meet April. They also meet the Krang. And then Shredder comes. And a ton of interesting stuff happened. A lot of stuff. Let's see. There are a ton of foes. The foes are the reason I got into the show. Like Dog Pound, Fish Face, Tiger Claw, Baxterfly, Bebop Rocksteady. So, in the end of Season 1, the Turtles stopped the Krang from taking over the planet, and also took out Krang Subprime, the leader of... I meant to say Krang Prime, leader of the Krang. But in Season 2, the Krang came back, and they perfected the mutagen. We also learned that April is apparently a half mutant. We also meet Casey Jones. And of course, there's also a ton of other mutants. But what really concerned me was that the Krang somehow perfected the mutagen and turned New York City into a Dimension X. Which was really tough to watch. It actually got me in a very emotional way. Of course, I was younger back then, so... Anyways, the Turtles then went to April's old farmhouse where the Krang couldn't reach them. And then they spent a few months there, and after some spirit training, the Turtles decided to go back to New York. They were looking for Splinter, whose mind got all warped up after his last fight with the Shredder. The Turtles found him and managed to help him regain his consciousness. It was pretty epic. Then they were looking for Karai, Splinter's daughter, who thought that she was Shredder's daughter, but found out the truth later on. She was mutated into a serpent, so the Turtles decided to use Retro Mutagen to help her out. But it didn't work. She wasn't a normal mutant. But then Bebop and Rocksteady captured her when she said goodbye. And then they teamed up with the My Mutanimals, who are basically Slash, Monkey Brains, Pigeon Pete, and Leatherhead. And they stopped a mutagen missile and got all the Krang out of Dimension X. But of course, during that time, Shredder was also working on a mind control formula to use on Karai. He succeeded. But during their last fight with Karai, she lost the brainworm. Man, I've been talking for a while. Then later on in Season 3, a Triceratops named Zog appeared. And he, at first he befriended the Turtles and tried to stop a secret Krang operation. But then turned out he was evil and wanted the Triceratops Empire to come here and destroy their planet. They managed to stop Zog, but they managed to defeat Zog, but they didn't destroy the beacon. And when the Krang Technodrome rose up, the Triceratops blasted it to bits. Which was not as gruesome as you'd think. Seriously, my throat's a little dry. Anyways, the Turtles were trying to stop the Triceratons from up there and also to save Michelangelo. While April and Splinter were trying to get the Foot Clan to help. They did help, but when Splinter and Shredder were trying to deactivate the black hole generator, Shredder double-crossed them and killed Splinter. Then when the black hole generator was a device that could destroy an entire planet. And that's exactly what it did to Earth. But then, before all hope was lost, the four Turtle brothers, April and Casey, escaped on a spaceship which was created by a robot called the Fugitoid. Then, in Season 4, they went back in time to try to save Earth from constant destruction. They only had one shot though, so they had to gather the 3 pieces of the black hole generator before the Triceratons could. And they made some new friends along the way, like Mona Lisa and... Let me try again. They made new friends like Mona Lisa, Toka, the Utrom Council, the Aeons, and a ton of other alien races. But they also made a ton of enemies in space, like Lord Dreg and Emperor Zargamon. Wait, I think his name was Zaramon. And as well as the leader of the Triceratons, as well as the commander of the Triceraton Empire, Captain Mozar. They had to deal with a lot of threats, some of which were interdimensional as they teamed up with their 1980s counterparts. They took out 80s Krang and Krang Subprime. They did collect 2 pieces of the black hole generator, but the Triceratons managed to steal them back. Then they got the 3rd piece with a little help from Lord Dreg, who wanted revenge after the Turtles destroyed his scorpion pet. Then, when the Triceratons got the 3rd piece, Lord Dreg, they took Lord Dreg to the airlock and made him freeze to death. That's when they decided to use it on Earth. So the Turtles needed to head to Earth before the Triceratons did. But they later discovered that their friend the Fugitoid was actually the one who made the black hole generator and sent it to the Krang. It made him seem less trustworthy. So they beamed down to Earth and stopped the black hole generator from destroying the planet. But then Mozart came and took out the Turtles and all the Triceratons beamed back to their ship, but they did manage to save Splinter from the Foot Clan. Then Fugitoid took the black hole generator and it was discovered that he was sacrificing himself. See, the Fugitoid said that the black hole generator could only be destroyed by a combination of fusion and dark matter. Fugitoid's ship was fueled by... The Fugitoid ship runs on dark matter, and the Fugitoid was powered by a fusion core. The only way to destroy the black hole generator and the Triceratons was for him to sacrifice himself. Of course, due to the whole time travel thing, there later became 2 sets of the 4 brothers, April and Casey. But then, of course, there was also 2 Fugitoids. The other Fugitoid got the other set of April, Casey's, and 4 Turtle brothers, and the original 4 told Splinter everything that happened. Then, of course, later in Season 4, April became a Kunoichi, and it was discovered that Shredder was still totally beat up after his last fight with Splinter. It was then they discovered they needed to go to drastic measures. So Baxter Stockman ended up injecting Shredder with mutagen, with a special mutagen formula. Normal mutagen can make you lose your mind, but with But with Stockman's new mutagen formula, he could control the outcome. It took time, but Shredder grew impatient, and when the mutagen was unstable, he commanded Stockman to give him the rest of it, transforming him into the monstrosity that you see right here. Sorry. Still full on breakfast. Anyways, this made the Shredder incredibly powerful. Not even Splinter could fight him. And Retro Mutagen would not work. Of course, the Super Shredder then took some time to lay low. It took a long time. During this time, April destroyed her Aeon Crystal and the Aeon Soul trapped inside. They also made nice with a new ally named Alopex, who hated one of Shredder's disciples, Tiger Claw. Then in Season 4, Episode 25, Baxter Stockman created a perfect mutagen that turned Shredder even more powerful. He didn't want to use Karai as bait anymore. He wanted all of them dead. So the Turtles decided to track him down in the same place where they first met. Of course, the battle was tough, but in the end it seemed like the Splinter managed to take him down, but Shredder was faking it, and when Splinter turned around, BAM! His blade hands went right through him, and then he tossed him off of the tower. These were his words. I think. Finally, my vengeance is complete. No longer will you haunt me, rat. Or it was something like that. Then, of course, in that same episode, April used her psychic powers to push Shredder off the tower for real this time. He landed in a garbage truck in case he activated the Crusher. Then the Turtles gave out a funeral in honor of Splinter. But when they were gone, it was revealed that Shredder was still alive. Then Splinter's spirit came to Leonardo, and he told him to end it. So he and the brothers went to Shredder's old mansion in the woods, where they had to face obstacles like Fish Face, Stockman Fly, Bebop and Rocksteady, and Tiger Claw, who had a new robot arm. Alopex chopped off his arm the same way she chopped off his tail. After getting through them, they took on Super Shredder. Leonardo was the only one who took him down for good, and the Turtles could finally rest in peace. Or so they thought. Tiger Claw was still out there. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention one thing. In episode 25 from season 4, Razar kinda drowned in the lake. I think the ocean. Then, of course, came season 5, Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You see, Shredder's mutant blood got to one of the hobos, and for some reason he ate it. He turned into a Shredder freak, and that mutant also gave that person memories of Shredder's past. He then bit other people, and they transformed into the same thing, eventually creating what I call a cult of Shredder. Then Tiger Claw found them and started to lead them. Tiger Claw had a plan to resurrect Cavaxis and bring Shredder back from the dead. He also destroyed a Grey Warrior known as Tatsu. Then he also resurrected the warrior Shredder, and the only things he needed were his helmet and his heart. They got both of them and brought Shredder back. But he was different. He was undead. But of course, the seal then broke, and Cavaxis revealed that he had a plan of his own. He had to conquer the world with undead stuff. To do that, he had to destroy a great warrior, Tatsu, resurrect an evil warrior, Shredder, and destroy the seal that binded him. And that demon almost won, but somehow Michelangelo saved the day with gum to restore the seal, and commanded Cavaxis to send all of them back, including himself and undead Shredder. Tiger Claw then made amends. Bebop and Rocksteady don't really know what happened to them. Of course, after that, Rassel's girlfriend Mona Lisa came by to warn them that another threat was coming. The Neutralizer. They were trying to stop him after he gained electric powers. Just watch the episode Neutralized. You'll know what I mean. Oh, my throat's tired. But I'm not giving up yet. Anyway, the Turtles then teamed up with the Salamandrians and the Utrom Council to stop the Neutralizer and Lord Dreg, who came to Earth with a vengeance. Suddenly, in the final hour, Michelangelo came back with electric power. Sorry, that's a little quote from the Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles rap song I heard. Then, of course, they were also ended up stuck in dimensional limbo and met a mutant rabbit named Usagi Yojimbo. They had to defend somebody named Kentaro from an ancient evil known as J. They went to the Temple of the Buddha, and the Turtles ended up returning to New York. Of course, that will be where it ends, except it's not. Savant T. Romero managed to escape his interdimensional prison, aka it's actually the time of dinosaurs. He then teamed up with several monsters, like it was a Halloween thing. Anyways, Savant Romero teamed up with an ancient pharaoh mummy, a werewolf, Count Dracula, and Frankenstein. There were vampires, werewolves, and goblins everywhere in New York. Even Raphael got trapped and ended up a vampire. So did Donatello. But Michelangelo managed to use a stake and put Dracula back to rest. They also had the help of an old friend, Mikey's little crush. Not a fan of crushes. Got it? Okay. Bebop and Rocksteady were also broke, but of course at the same time, they also got jobs for Retro Krang and Retro Shredder this time. They both appeared. So once again, the Turtles had to team up with their 1980s counterparts and fight back. But of course, when Retro Shredder and Retro Krang told Bebop and Rocksteady that they would destroy their home, they saved the day by destroying their lair, the Technodrome. That was the last time we saw the Turtles in their normal appearance. Then came 50 years later into the future, No humans. Only mutants. A giant mutagen bomb somehow it went off. I don't know how, but no one knows how though. It was the most dramatic ending. Only sand remained from the mutagen blast. Donatello and Cyborg Donatello and Raphael were running from these bounty hunters known as the Honey Badger. They also teamed up with a meerkat mutant to find someone named Oasis. They also managed to find Michelangelo, who then went by the name Holy Chalupa. Then, of course, the leader of the Honey Badgers, whose name I totally forgot, went to Maximus Kong to see if he could defeat them, as well as his traitors. Then it was Raph versus Maximus Kong. But then it was revealed that Maximus Kong was really Leo, and he didn't remember who he was. It was pretty drastic. But Raphael managed to save him from his evil descent. Then they went to the green paradise known as Oasis. And they finally were back together. That was their new home. It was beautiful. I'm not a fan of mushy stuff, but still, incredible. I just wish it didn't have to end like that. And to be honest, that episode is also a total cliffhanger. We still have no idea where that mutagen bomb came from. We don't know who created it, and why it wanted to go off in the first place. Well, this has to be my biggest video yet. Be sure to, I'm going to end it there for now. Be sure to like, comment, rate, share, and subscribe. And hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. Let's see. Next time I'll tell you my opinion on Hello Neighbor. Oh, and you should be expecting a gameplay video from me once I find a way to upload it. This is Shazlar52, signing off for the day.